Hi Montana, day 16 of the legislature. There was no Business and Labor Committee meeting this morning, so I'll update you tomorrow after we've met. On the floor today, we passed bills regarding Montana water rights and Montana water studies. We allocated 2 wild buffalo tags per tribe for traditional harvesting purposes. We barely passed a bill that provides funding for elementary arts education. The vote was 52 to 48, and I'll be surprised if it passes on third reading tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. The bill's House Bill 167 if you'd like to follow it. We also barely passed a community land trust bill that allows banks to give loans to nonprofits who are working to provide affordable housing in partnership with communities across the state. The Chamber of Commerce has identified a workforce housing shortage as a major problem for the state. Over in the Bakken, it's an issue. In rural areas where they're trying to recruit quality teachers, teacher housing is an issue. This bill would help solve that, and there was some misinformation on the floor today about the housing shortage in Montana and whether or not it exists. So I hope that gets cleared up in time for third reading tomorrow. In Education Committee this afternoon, we heard a great bill that provides funding for 19-year-old students. Right now, if a student turns 19 early on in their senior year, the state doesn't provide funding to educate that student, only for 18-year-olds and under. And so a lot of schools across the state are allowing 19-year-olds who want to earn their high school diploma to come to school every day and earn their credits, even though they're not getting any funding to educate that student. Some schools across the state find out that a student is going to be 19 in their senior year and that they won't be getting any money to pay for their education. And so they have these age out policies where they tell the student and that family, I'm sorry, you need to figure out a way to get your GED, basically, because we can't educate you if you're 19 years old. It's a problem in our system that this bill will address. More schools, I think probably all schools, will allow 19-year-olds to get their high school diplomas if they're going to receive the state funding for them. It's a really good bill. It has been introduced in the last 8 sessions and has never passed, so I don't have high hopes for it, but maybe now is the right time. We heard from some wonderful students who traveled long distances to tell their stories about being 19 and wanting to earn their high school diplomas. I presented a bill today that provides infrastructure funding for schools to repair their boilers or replace their old single pane windows or repair their roofs. The system that we have in place right now for getting this money to schools doesn't work, and it isn't fair to smaller schools. So I carried a bill that came out of an interim funding commission that would improve this system. We'll see if that goes anywhere. I'll give you an update. You can count on it. We also heard a bill to study special education funding in the state. I've talked in these videos about the state of special education funding. It has not been funded now for 2 sessions. The 3 bills that we heard in Education Committee last week that would fund special education were tabled. So as it stands right now, there's no money in the budget for special education. Last session, they received no money. That is illegal. And so the legislature is basically illegally not funding special education in this state. I am really hoping that the legislature will just put special education in the budget. The budget reflects your values. It should be in there. I am worried that the majority will vote for this study bill and then will use the study bill as an excuse to not fund special education. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that we're all on board to fix the lack of funding in special education that happened in the previous sessions. I'll keep you updated on it. Thanks for paying attention. Have a great night.